So before we even start on the makeup, I just want to go over proper prep for your face to make sure that your makeup goes on the best. One thing that's super important is a good exfoliator. This one's my favorite. It's called Cure. It's Japanese. I bought it on Amazon. And this is a really good gentle exfoliator. Just make sure that whatever you use is not too harsh on your skin. But make sure you're exfoliating fairly regularly, because any of that dead skin that's sitting on top is gonna make your makeup appear cakey. And this is true for any makeups. And then I always like to prep my skin with a good moisturizer. I like Milk. Love the way that it feels on my skin. And it kind of has the texture almost of like Elmer's glue. But once you get it rubbed in, it feels amazing. Whatever moisturizer you use, though, if you don't use this, if you use something else, that's fine. Just make sure that you put it on and let it sit and soak into your skin for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I like to wash my face and do that, and then maybe do my hair or go get dressed, and then come back and do my makeup and give that time. Otherwise, your makeup's just gonna rub right off. I also recommend shaving your face, which sounds really weird if you haven't tried it. And so if that's something you wanna try, I made a video on that, so you can check that out here. Okay, so let's get into doing our makeup. So we're gonna start with our contour color. You can start with your highlight color. It's up to you. This is my personal collection. I have been using this makeup for about 1.5 years now, and only a couple months of that has been as a consultant. It's only been open for a few months. It's brand new in that way. The makeup has been around for longer, but they haven't always had the consultants. They added that as a way for people to try the makeup before they buy, because it's kind of intimidating to buy makeup online. I wanted to try it so bad, so I just took the leap and tried it anyways and loved it. And so when the opportunity came up to sell, it was kind of a no-brainer, so I signed up. But we're gonna start with our contour color. This one is mine. As you can see, it's almost used up. This is the color that I tend to go through the fastest of all of the creams. But it's only $12 to replace when I do use it up. So, and then my blushes and stuff tend to last for forever. Okay, so the tool we're gonna be using today is called the 3D Hack Brush. This side right here, the pointy side, this side we're gonna use for highlight. And this side, the flatter side right here, we're gonna use this side for contour. You can also use this side for blush. So one tip, when you're taking your brush, you want to dab it in the product lightly, lighter than you think. It doesn't actually take as much. Creams go a long way. So you can always add more, but it's harder to take away, and plus then you're wasting product. So where you're gonna wanna place your contour is you're gonna wanna start, if you feel around on your face right up here, you'll feel right here right underneath where the cheekbone is, and that's where you're gonna wanna do your contour. You're not gonna want your contour to go below this line. The whole point of the contour is to kind of give the illusion is to help lift up your face and your cheeks. So if you do the contour line too low, it is gonna pull down your cheeks, and it's not gonna have the effect that we're going for. So we wanna make sure that we start right in here. So I just like to kind of dab at first. So dab into my product and kind of dab along that line. The product I'm using right now is called Ash. I'm just going, if you want to, you can kind of do a slight angle at the end. If you want it to look more softened, if you want it a little bit more dramatic, then keep it very straight. And so we're just going to tap that in there around your jawline. Right under your chin too. I have a slight double chin, and so this helps create the illusion that there's less chin there than there actually is. And you always want to be blending everything back down your neck. So I tend to use mostly a dabbing motion to apply, and then once I have product on my face, I'll either kind of do a slight circular motion to kind of buff it in, or a very gentle sweeping. But too much swiping is just gonna take product off. It's not really gonna put product on. And it's not gonna work as well as kind of a dabbing and sweeping kind of a motion. Another thing you can do is take just the side of the brush and wiggle it down the side of your nose, just very lightly. You don't want to do this too dark. Just a little bit of product just right there on the side of your nose, going up by your eyebrow too. You don't want the line to end here because that will look less natural than just blending it all the way up. Now that we have the contour on, we're going to move on to the highlight. And the highlight that I use is a combination of White Peach and Moonlit. Most people only need one. I like to add just a little bit of the Moonlit. Again, we're just dabbing. I like to add a little bit of the Moonlit right underneath my eyes in kind of like a very small like pie shape, just for a little bit of extra brightening, and just because I'm so pale that I need it to be a little bit lighter in that area. But most people will probably just do one color all over, and that works great too. And so with the rest of this, we want it to be in, so you want to go down the side of your nose, underneath your eye, like this, and then you're going to want to connect everything up here. And at first, I'm just depositing the product around my face, and then I'm going to blend it in just a second. So right now it looks a little weird, but we're going to blend it all in. You want to get it on your chin, and you kind of want to start depositing the product in the places of your face that need more coverage, which tends to be kind of in this T-zone. And then I like to just take the extra product that's left over and just dab it up into the areas that need a little less coverage, like right underneath that contour line. I just kind of sweep that in there just a little bit. And then just a little bit right in between your eyebrows. And again, we're just gonna blend that up. Just kind of slight sweeping motions. I also like to put a little bit of the highlight right on my brow bone. In this case, I'm using Moonlit for this area as well. All right, and now we're just going to get that all blended in. So I'm mostly tapping in some places where I maybe have a little bit too much product. I'll maybe do a little bit of a sweeping motion to kind of pick up a little bit of that product, but I'm just gonna get it all worked in there. I like to do a lot of blending with the brush, and this is another reason why it's important not to gunk up your brush too much. If your brush looks like it has dreadlocks, it's not going to work properly. If you see, my brush still is pretty flexible and moves really well, and you can see that it's not too stuck together. I don't have a lot of product on it left over, and it's going to work a lot better that way. So I'm just blending that in like that. Okay, and then for the center of your nose, a lot of times you can use, this is the multitasker brush, so sometimes I'll take that and I'll draw a line just down the center of my nose with Moonlit or any of the colors, but a lot of times I'll just take a little bit, dab it on my finger, and just work it in that way. All right, so now we're gonna move on to blush. Now, if you're nervous about these blushes because they're very pigmented, you can just use the brush. You can use the contour side. I like to use the blush side of the B squared brush. This side's for bronzer and this side is for blush. You can dip it straight in there and dip it on, or if you wanna control a little bit better where it's going, a lot of times will just use my finger. The color I'm using today is called Pink Grapefruit. It's right here. And it looks really bright, and so you just need a little bit. I like to do a little tiny circle right on my cheek and then kind of bring it up just a little bit like that. I'll do the same to the other side. Little circle, bring it up. Then I take the blush brush and I just work that in there a little bit. You can see even with the small amount I used, it still has quite a large impact. And so don't be alarmed if it looks really bright at first, because it will kind of melt into your skin a little bit more and look really natural after like a minute or two. So that's totally fine. If it looks a little bit scary at first, don't worry, it'll look normal soon. So another tip here is with the blush, you want the blush to taper up this way, and you want your contour to kind of taper down like this. So they're gonna overlap, if that makes sense. So the blush goes up, the contour goes down and tapers that way. All right, now it's time to blend everything together. So this is the Perfector sponge. You want to use it damp. This one is dry and it's denser and it's a little less soft. As you can see, it gets much bigger when you get it wet and wring it out. This one's damp. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna dab all over my face. You can use a dabbing motion or kind of like a rolling motion. I like to do kind of a rolling motion over where I did the contour and blush, kind of just over any kind of seams where the colors are meeting. It's good to do a little bit of blending just to make those lines soften and make everything just look a lot more natural. And now that everything is blended, there are two different ways that you can finish this off. The first way is by using a setting powder, and this one is called Vanilla Dust, and you use this side of the Powder Power brush, and you dab it in the powder, and you just press it exactly where you want the powder. This will press it into the skin, and so you won't have too much excess powder sitting on the top of your skin. And this will help set everything really nicely. If you like more of a powdery matte finish, you can use more of this and kind of get that matte effect. If you prefer a more dewy look, then don't use as much powder or don't use the powder. Now, the very last step is Illuminator. So you're gonna want to take your fingers, is Pearl. I like to dab it on my finger and just tap it right on top of my brow bone. This is also great to put right, I like to use this brush for this, right inside here. Right in the inner corner of your eye. And this is gonna help fake that you got a lot more sleep than you actually did. I also like to put this right above my lip, like that. And then I like to finish with some of the blush. You can also use it as a lip color. This one's called Desert Sunset. It's a really pretty, glossy, kind of neutrally pink color, and it makes a really pretty lip color. Today I'm gonna be using this for the first time. It's called Stay. Stay Out There Gorgeous. It's a brand new setting spray made by Maskcara. And if you look at this, this is a really large bottle. Most setting sprays are a lot smaller, and it actually costs less than most of the other brands, and it smells like coconuts. So just